Hi friends, I'm Sanjay Naik from Poly Classes. Welcome to this new video, how to study theory subjects faster. The important point you have to understand, that is, when you are studying theory subjects, you have to follow one simple rule, that is read, read, read. If you don't have the habit of reading, make this a habit. Read, read, read. You follow this law and you will be successful. You have to understand the concepts. You don't read the topics like you are reading a novel. You have to try to understand the concepts while you are reading. This is a very simple step. You follow this step and you will be able to retain the contents in your mind, recall them, and write them in the examinations. Understand the detailed explanation given by the author. Whatever the concept is given, the author or writer has given the interpretation of that concept in simple steps, in a simple language. You try to understand the detailed explanation. And if you understand this explanation, then you will be able to write the proper answers. Write down the definitions and the statements. These definitions and statements are to be written in the exact words given by the scientist, mathematician, physicist, economist, chemist, or whoever has given this statement. You have to write the statement or the definition in the exact words. You cannot change the words. So that you have to remember this statement and write them in the examinations. Write down the explanation. See, you have to study on your own. You have to prepare your own notes. So you have to write down the explanation from the point of view of the author in your own words if necessary. If you are studying technical subjects, then you have to follow the exact words and write the explanation in the exact words. You have to follow the interpretation of the author, so you will get the right marks. Which are these technical subjects? That is like mathematics, physics, chemistry. But if you are dealing with non-technical subjects like economics, politics, sociology, history, or maybe geography also, or there are many other subjects. So you have to write the explanation in your own words. You can elaborate on the contents, write the explanation in your words, but you have to respect the interpretation of the author so that the meaning is correct, the answer is correct, and you will get the full marks. Once you have finished writing the explanation, that means you have written the definitions, statements, and the description with the proper explanation for technical or non-technical subjects, then you have to recall and remember the topics. That means you read the contents and recall and try to remember what you have written down. Maybe you can remember everything, maybe 70%, maybe 50%, it does not matter. If you reach a level of 50%, then again open the book, read the contents again, close the book, and then recall and remember the topics. The most important point is when you are dealing with derivations, Derivations are very important. These are an integral part of any technical or non-technical subject because there are some steps involved. The sequence of the steps is to be followed correctly. You cannot add your own steps. You write down the entire procedure of the derivation, and in the margin, write down the important points in your local language, maybe in Hindi or Marathi or whatever may be your local language. So when you read these concepts and the derivations, you know exactly what is the meaning, why I'm getting this particular point, because it's a normal process that you try to understand in your mother tongue, but you have to write this in English. So if you can remember in your mother tongue or whatever the language you can understand, you write down the pointers there in the margin at the particular steps and you're sorted out. Because when you read this again, then you know whatever the difficulties you have faced while writing and the exact meaning that you have written in your local language. Then you can again understand the concepts, and of course the entire derivation will be completed and you can be able to rewrite the derivation on your own. The most important and the last step in this procedure is understand the steps in derivations. I've seen so many people, so many students, girls, boys, they try to skip the steps when they are writing their notes. Now, when they skip the steps, you remember only maybe the first 2-3 steps and the last 2-3 steps. And in the examinations, you tend to write only these steps, you don't remember the middle steps, and you're lost. And of course, you don't get any marks. So if you want to get the correct marks, you have to focus on all the steps. There may be 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 7 steps. You follow them in the proper sequence, and of course, then you can get full marks. So friends, this is it. Subscribe to my channel Poly Classes. Click on the bell icon for further notifications. Keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.